Everything feels hopeless. It feels like you're losing control. Needless to say, the results of the United States presidency election were quite emotional for many. But trust me when I say, when everything looks absolutely defeating, like you have no possible chance of winning or securing your freedoms and your rights and your healthcare, if you do not feel represented, if you do not feel safe, that is not the time to wallow, to cry, to lay down. That is not the time to fold. That is the time to double down. I think it's safe to say by the tone of my video, it's pretty obvious who I was hoping the next president of the United States to be. But that's not why I'm making this video. I'm not making this video to try to stake my claim or pick a side or try to change any outcomes, to be honest, because that's not really in my control, and promoting that isn't even really going to do anything. But I do definitely have some thoughts that I want to share, and I definitely want to share some empathy and sympathy with millions and millions and millions of women, people of color in the United States, and marginalized groups such as LGBTQ. Now, if you are a cis, white, hetero man and you're watching this video, please feel included in this conversation as well. I by no means am trying to disclude you from the conversation. I think the reason that me and so many millions of Americans found the results of the election incredibly upsetting is because it feels like for decades and decades and decades, at least 50, 60 years, maybe more, it feels like women and minorities have been fighting for their rights to equality, to freedom, to healthcare, to equal opportunity. This allows more of an even playing field and for people to feel safe and like they have choices. And honestly, like when I go down to the human spirit, I feel like that's pretty much what every one of us wants. So seeing something like that in politics in the US, which I'm not really into politics much, by the way, I just want to disclaim that. I really don't know that much about it and I'm not even super into it. However, I do try my best to stay informed. It's really disheartening to see a majority vote go to somebody who really represents, in my opinion, the worst parts of the United States and really divides people. Someone who is not only a sexist and a racist, but also a convicted felon. To me, it's just not the ideal candidate for leadership. And it definitely doesn't show representation for the country that I feel like is very appealing or empowering to the United States. It's not even so much about who the candidates are. It's about representation, and it shows the state of our country and the beliefs and the values that we carry and the direction we're moving in. And I know me and millions of other people felt like we were so close to getting a little win, to actually seeing confirmation that the US was moving in a progressive direction. But then to see the results of the election, for me personally, it was really disheartening to have my reality shattered, my illusion of what I thought reality was shattered, because I thought the evolution of our country was further along towards harmony, towards progression, towards education, towards inclusion. I thought that our country was more evolved and further along than it is. And then to see that this is the person that the majority of the people in the country have chosen to lead them. And in my opinion, this is somebody that does not stand for leadership. This is not someone that actually cares to unite and harmonize and lead people in the right direction. Just feels like such a bummer, to put it so lightly. Just feels like an absolute bummer. And I think it was so heartbreaking for so many women and minorities, because it felt like that would have just been such a win. For all of the decades and decades and decades that we and our ancestors have been fighting for equality and freedom, it just would have made all of that suffering and that hard work feel like it was really worth something. And I'm not trying to be negative about this at all. And I do want to stress and emphasize this completely. All that work absolutely was for something. Right now, things look really things look absolutely futile. I just cannot stress this enough. Do not let this distract you. Do not let this upset you. Of course, you can grieve and you can be unhappy with the results, but accept that this is the reality of what's going on. Accept that this is the country you live in and this is what's going on right now. You don't have to agree with it and you don't have to like it, but do not for 1 second fold. Double down. Do not give up. Do not give up hope. Do not give up your courage and your strength. Do not give up everything that you have worked so hard for and built for yourself. Unite closer with the people that you love and the people that share your values of evolution and harmony and progression. Continue to be kind to people on the street, and anybody that is actively rooting against your health, your safety, your protection, and your right to work, your right to vote, your right to own property, your right to your body. Anybody that is actively working against that, work in silence. These people are currently living in an illusion that the person they voted for is going to protect them. And we all know the truth. He's not. He doesn't care about them, and he's actively working against them as well. So don't swing to the other side and gloat about this. Stay focused. Work in silence. This is the time to continue strengthening yourself, building yourself. So next time, you'll be ready. My heart and my spirit go out to you. It's a really hard time in our country, but I hope that in the future, people see this as one of the biggest learning experiences for the US, and it actually brings people together stronger and more harmonious than ever. Hope you have a wonderful day, my friends. Enjoy your week, and remember, don't fold, double down. And if you're looking for the ultimate thing to turn you into a warrior in the meantime while you are preparing for the battle of your life, I have the 6-week positive habit challenge. This is all about building and developing new habits, building strength, flexibility. And the best part about this, it's totally flexible for your lifestyle. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 6 weeks. It's a one-time purchase, so no need to worry about monthly subscriptions. And it will totally turn you into a warrior and a badass. So check it out at my website. Bye, guys.